was on. On-off switch. If it's red, I thought it was off. Anyway, the challenge is staff trying to record what I'm saying. I just want to warn everybody that over the years, I get a little passionate about talking about the village, and I won't keep you here 2 hours. That's a promise. Hour and 59 minutes. I have a terrible sense of humor, but good morning, good morning, good morning. It's so nice to see you all. When I think of Hanover Park over the many years, I think of us as a family-oriented community. We care about our families, we care about our kids, our schools. I appreciate our library folks. I know my son-in-law, librarian at Moraine. I think he's evolved into some kind of union leadership. He was out there. He presents, at being a library, he's into research, right? So he does a lot of research. He gives it to the board, and he said, well, we got to research this. And they find out what good quality work he provides them. So my welcome, I want to introduce my board. Thank you all for being here. My Deputy Mayor Trustee Herb Porter, Trustees Kemper, Prigge, Bancoli, Gutierrez, and Husseini. Thank you all for supporting and working together. We have a great collaborative leadership. My village clerk, Merrill. You know, Christy, when I started, she said, it's not Madam Clerk, please call me Christy. I said, okay. That is history. I called, first time, my wife was still the clerk, my first meeting, and I said, dear, call the roll. And from then on, Sherry was Madam Clerk, and so I'm evolving around again. And the only thing constant is change, and it's all positive. So I want to really thank the staff. We have a marvelous, marvelous staff. I'm proud of the fact we have a quality, diverse board from our community. Diversity is a key component. It gives us outcomes that are better than just from one side of the pie. We have the whole pie, and we are considerate of one another, and we work well together. And not only do we model that, but the staff is exceptional in its diversity, and it's modeling the right stuff for our community. We believe in one another. We work hard to take this village to the next level. We don't have a wood field. We don't have 14 car dealerships. We do it by consideration, working smarter, not harder. And we've evolved through the evolution of what I call the pandemic. We got to put it behind us. People need to return to work. We are animals that care and need to be with one another. If you're talking to me and I'm looking you in the eye, it's because I want to understand. I want to demonstrate that we care for one another and we move this village to the next level. I think we've been doing a fine job. I'm very proud. Our state of the village is outstanding, and I couldn't say more. I work hand in hand with our manager, and she doesn't like me calling her out, but we are blessed with quality staff and a quality manager. And Ms. Meller, would you please take a stand? And yes, I want to thank the staff. Will the staff stand with Juliana? Thank you, thank you. I can fall on my face and I look like I'm shining like a rose, so outstanding. I have a story to tell, and I must, because it was took me to a whole nother level. Monday morning, I'm visiting Fox School. I enjoy visiting the school. I enjoy reading to the kiddos. I enjoy visiting our libraries, and I missed the meeting yesterday, but my sometimes misunderstanding, I get confused. But I'm entitled to get confused. But I need to tell a quick story. Monday morning, I'm visiting Trustee Bancoli just walked in. Good morning. So I introduced all the trustees, so it's nice to have you with us. Monday morning, I'm visiting Fox School, and I'm off to my 5th grade class. And Haley says to me, Mayor, after we do the pledge, would you say something about Black History Month? Caught me off guard. Wow, I got to think. I haven't had my coffee yet. And she said, oh, you'll do great. Just whatever you can, encouraging. And so that's fine. The principal came down, and Priscilla said to me, oh, we're going to have 2 6th grade girls come in and talk about Martin Luther King and his belief system and his encouraging words of you got to believe, you got to dream for the future. And boy, did that trigger my brain. Okay, good. So the girls were marvelous, and their coach, their teacher, applauded their efforts, and they left the room, and then the teacher said to me, do you have a few words, Mr. Mayor? And I said, well, I always say encouraging words to our student, that one day you should be the mayor. Give them a vision of hope and honesty and belief in themselves. And I said, you heard the dream of Martin Luther King. When I was in school back in the 60s, it was all about the dream. How do we accomplish the dream? It's way out there. How do we understand that? And so I said, we were living the dream, and we've gone through integration and evolution, and look around your classroom. You can't have a more diverse classroom. I want you to look at my board. It's a diverse classroom. People from all cultures are there. And Martin Luther King would be proud to see our board in our classroom and how we've evolved over the years. And so my challenge to the teachers and to each of you is to be intentional about our future. Be intentional. We have the dream. We've walked the walk. We've gotten to a point where we're working well together. I can speak for Hanover Park. I think we're working well together. And be intentional. And the teacher looked at me and she goes, I can't believe you just threw that out of the blue. And I said, well, I get my energy from others. So me being with others is my energy cell. So I had to share that little story as I start. Now on to page 1. Balanced budget is a key component. We know what it takes, and we build relationships with our legislators. I have a wonderful relationship with each of our legislators. In January, they know they get a 6-page letter from me talking about our priorities and our needs, and we've been treated nicely and well. Goal to keep our property taxes low. It's a key component. We've done that for 7 years. Our Kids at Hope Health and Resource Fair. It's coming up in April. April 22nd at the Park District. Thank you to the Park District for sharing that space with us. We come like a house on fire, and it's a great event. And I know the libraries are already there, and others. It's really about the behavior, having families come and understand the summer's coming. What can I do with my kids? Where can we get them involved? The Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, baseball, football, soccer, cricket, and the newest thing that I haven't figured out yet is pickleball. Okay, I'm turning into a pickleball fan, and so we're gonna get there. The integration of our social services is a result of pandemic, and we're working with that. And mental health with the POC, the Alive Center, and our middle school. The 3 that I'm mentioning are working diligently in our community, principally around the middle school over in, where am I? Now I'm at a loss, over on Arlington Drive, where the middle school is at. I'm thinking Greenbrook, but it's really, pardon me? Yeah, so the middle school over there. So we're working nicely together, and I'm excited about that opportunity. We need to raise some money over there. We need to bring those folks together. But we learned from the pandemic, and that's evolved across our community. There's another initiative I was involved in this last year, and it looks like it's continuing, called Move with the Mayor. It's flu and COVID vaccine videos and social media promotions. I think I surprised Walgreens when they saw I was in one of their stores with a video. And Dave Webb, thank you for your support. I know that's continuing in many ways. Mayors from 21 cities participated. How did I get involved? Well, I picked up the phone and said, sure. I have a problem with no in my vocabulary. So we've had heart and health, stroke prevention, health and physical fitness challenges. I don't know that I'm the model, you know, I mean, I need to get out and run a mile or two. But the Hanover Park is a safe and healthy community. We care for one another, and we have wonderful support from our community. And our expectation is a healthy, wealthy community. I don't know where the wealthy comes from, but that just jumped out. We've been participating in the inaugural Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus EV Readiness Program. EV is electric vehicles. I was just in Washington. There's a ton of money being funded before that. We have been progressive. I have funds from the state that we're working on the development and some EV stations at the train station. If we get additional support, we can probably build upon that from a level 1 to a level 2 type of charging station. The level 2 will charge your car in about 2 hours. The level 1 is about overnight. And our goal is a conversion of our fleet to EV. Right now, they're pretty costly, so we're looking if there's grants out there and whatnot, we can build upon that. Key component, the board supports that. Really proud that we completed this month our welcoming ordinance. I was instrumental with the trustee in 2008. We created Culture, Inclusion, Diversity Committee to address our welcoming and being a welcoming community. In 2017, I challenged the CID committee to create a resolution, and it was challenging. It was a robust conversation. It was back and forth, and the understanding finally came through, and we now have a welcoming ordinance. And a lot of the work that this committee and this board did together leached into the state, and they passed some statewide ordinances that really helped us move this along. So that's, Hanover Park's been a welcoming community for a long time, and now we've codified it. Strategic plan, we have a new strategic plan. This is the direction the board provides staff, and staff works hard to help us stay on track, because we can go all over the map, as you well know, when you have good conversations. Our interest here, you know, financial health, economic development, and redevelopment, maintaining and enhancing infrastructure, community image and identity, and effective governance. Those are I'm going to touch on those as I move along. I have a funny note that reversed revenue and expenses. Our goal is to have revenue exceed expenses. And somehow got that backwards. But reading my notes, I realized what I've done. A balanced budget was approved by the village board with the 0% property tax levy increase, our 7th year in a row. I am really proud of that. Like I said earlier, we don't have a Woodfield. We don't have a lot of auto sales that really jump that revenue up. It is good, hard work and people dedicated to keeping our community together and properly working with our legislators to get a grant or two, and it's helpful. When somebody comes up with a couple $1 million to help us with our infrastructure, we then were able to go ahead and replace Northway, which was lagging behind. Northway was a disaster for a year. It was not only just replacing the streets, not a big deal, but when you have to replace the water main that's under the street, you're not going to replace the street until you do the water main. So we're not going to throw dollars away. We're very sensitive to that. But if you drive down Northway now, the big question is, people are driving too fast. We made the street too nice. Okay, so it does look good. I'm very proud. This year oh, that's another slide. Okay, our distinguished officers, Governmental Finance Officers Association, GFOA, Distinguished Budget Award for 32 years. I think we're doing something right. And credit to staff. Is Remy in the room? Remy? Yeah. Where's Remy? Wave your hand, Remy. There she is, trying to hide. I said, Remy, I need 2 cents. She says, you better rub your own together. You know, it's very tight with our budget. She does a wonderful job. Her favorite line is, you gotta be kidding. Well, you know, I can ask, right? And GFOA certificate, we've received that, Achievement of Excellence in Financial Reporting for 29 consecutive years. We are focused on our dollars and being smart about it. We're focused on future infrastructure and grants. Like I said earlier, every legislator meets with me at the beginning of the year with my letter of needs and wants. It's important for Hanover Park to be at the forefront of those type of needs. We're focused economic development, redevelopment, our major text and map amendment for the village center has been updated. Our zoning district created for our downtown area to promote development. If you've been by our downtown, if you happen to visit us at Christmas, when we had that tree lighting, what an outstanding, thank you, Christy, development that was this year and last year. With the reindeer and the lights, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm really pleased that we're really focused for the future of that area with some homes. Hopefully we get some, we have an RFQ out today. I'm probably jumping ahead to the next slide. Facade improvement grant, $25,000 we're offering to our smaller businesses. The village will reimburse 50% of the cost up to $25,000. We haven't had a lot of requests for that, and so we need to promote that maybe a little better. Engage in economic development through Next Level Northwest. Next Level is an association with multiple communities, Schaumburg, Hoffman, Elk Grove, I don't know who else, but those are working together economically to provide assistance to business. And then back to our request for qualifications. Our RFQ is out for our downtown, looking to jumpstart that. It's in our transit-oriented development. We had to get a continuation of our TIF. And I swear I'll never do another TIF or sign off on another TIF that includes 2 counties. I visited 24 boards, school boards, anybody that touched that TIF. And I left U46 to last to tell them I have 23, I need you to come. And it was a split board, but it was enough to pass. So we did get an extension of that TIF, and we're really moving ahead on it, and with the support of our many community members, our banks, you know, I mean, it's very nice. We're moving ahead. So the train station, we're hoping in that area to have some new restaurants, some multi-level parking, creating, again, a family-oriented spot that I call is a place to go, an attraction in our community. And so we're getting there incrementally, a little bit at a time, and I'm pleased with that. Some of the accomplishments, I'm going to mention One Wise Road Townhomes. They're under construction. They're looking good. It was kind of a wasteland lot that wasn't developed over the years, and the revenue from a lot that has nothing on it is next to nothing. So our revenue, tax revenue from those lots being developed will certainly help our future. Chase Bank on Irving Park Road, they tore the old building down. They're building a new building, and we're pleased to see that. Habitat for Humanity townhomes, they are continuing to build, I think up to 27. I don't know how many we have done. Who knows? Anybody know? Jonathan, do you know how many are done? I'm not sure. Okay. Shubra, do you know how many are done? 4. We're building 4 more. And so they must be halfway there on the townhomes. Habitat for Humanity is bringing families together in our community. They learn the budget. They learn how to put a nail into a piece of wood. I always got big, I used to hit my thumb all the time, so I left that up to others. But families are coming together in our community with our habitat, and it's provided a revitalization of the Tanglewood area. Do we need it? Oh boy, you bet. And so we're working together in Tanglewood with our Live Center, with our POC, and with the school right there. And Colleen Flores is working closely with us out of that middle school. So I'm really pleased to see that. Northwest corner of Lake and Gary, that's coming along. Gas station and a little strip mall entryway to our community. It's been sold and resold, but they're still on track to bring what we expect to be there. Veranda Senior Housing. The pandemic kind of slowed them down, but they got their gated community kind of a thing going. They were always worried about who's walking through. And so seniors are sensitive to that. So they finished that up and it's working. Right, Jonathan? Gates working? I haven't been by yet. And single family houses on Elbin Metro, right in Hanover Township. A builder, lot by lot, where we have some empty lots, some scratch lots, has been building homes over there. And he has a number of them that are close to being completed. Our grants. I can't tell you how fortunate Hanover Park is. We have a wonderful relationship with our legislators using these improvements really help us to defer having to raise property taxes. The UV disinfecting at the sewer treatment plant, a $750,000 project. Ooh, we're going to have to bond money and raise taxes to pay for that. In my conversation with Raja Krishnamurthy, he said, I think there's a way we can assist. And so a percentage, a high percentage, $600,000, we didn't have to raise taxes. We can put that money right into upgrades for our sewage treatment plant. Roadway lighting, thank you, Mr. Crespo, $300,000 to improve the lights along Irving Park Road, improving the safety. And you'll see a theme, safety in this community, health and safety. $1,042,000 with the MWRD ball fields. Thank you again, Fred Crespo. ADA accessible, work in progress. It's looking pretty good. If you drive down Barrington Road, you know what it was. Take a look and see what it is. As a matter of fact, those garbage toters are now standing out like a sore thumb. Something we got to look at, Juliana. That just popped in my brain. Another IOU to the manager. $1,050,000 pedestrian crossing gates and other pedestrian improvement at the metro station. You'll see a silver building right next to the metro station. That will bring us safety improvements for crossing at that location. We started on this in 2020, and getting the dollars approved and the drawings with Metra is a key component. And it takes a long time. And so with that, when a train is coming down the road, and there's a little curve there, and it can be a blind spot, we're going to have the safety of crossing, a safer crossing. And they've been working diligently on that. And sometime this year, it'll be turned on, and we'll have a nice photo op. And we did all that not knowing that the Canadian Pacific Kansas City merger would have an impact along that route. Those extra freight trains on a quality line, which a Metro line is, when you bring in a freight through there, they don't have the true wheels like you have on that Metro provides us on their cars. I'm aware of all that. I'm on that board. But when the freight comes by with their lumpity-lump wheels, it vibrates the whole town. And we've been diligently working with the STB. I've testified before them, going to Washington to let them know the impacts on our community. 4 million infrastructure improvements. Thank you, Christine Castro. 500,000 roadway resurfacing, and Mr. Morrison of Cook County, Kevin, got us 200,000 in Cook improvement. I can't remember the title, but Kevin's worked with us, and so everybody's pitching in. And being as bashful as I am, I make sure that we follow through and follow up, and what quality opportunities we have together. In 2022, the village undertook its largest resurfacing program, about 12.5 miles in a community of 100 miles. That's a pretty significant number, and I always continue my dialogue on our local government distributive fund with our legislators. We're down 25 million since it was reduced in 2001, I don't know, about 11 years ago. And so we need to restore that incrementally. We need to continue to work on our streets. It hurts us when we don't have those kind of dollars, but you can see the grants have helped us offset raising property taxes. Our water main replacement was huge. Again, I mentioned that earlier on Northway. Vital repairs to our force main. Now this is something that popped up. All of a sudden we have a force main problem that moves sewage treatment plant from the old one to the new one across the village. And the pipe just failed. And then, you know, okay, by the way, you better have a little reserve to cover that, because our men and women in public works are out there digging holes and fixing the force main. And that's not a cheap endeavor. Implement new pavement preventive maintenance program. We need our streets to last as long as possible. It was a huge endeavor to remove the cement streets from Hanover Township. They were very old and very dangerous, all cracked, and people were breaking their ankles. And I'd go talk to them. I said, we have a plan. And so we've worked on that. We had a grant to start that from the senator from Elgin before Christina Castro, Nolan. Senator Nolan helped us redo that whole street. It was wonderful. Our image and identity, part one, crime. If you don't think I'm very proud of this community, because everybody gets it. We had 6 murders in this town within a year right after I took office. We had over 1,500 Part 1 crimes reported on an annual basis. We got after it. We did what we were supposed to do. Education, training, CALIA certification, our police department. We got after it. I had a town hall meeting in one of the schools, and I said, know your neighbor. Don't complain to me you don't speak the same language. Get out the barbecue and learn your neighbor. Learn that this is community and we're going to work together, and that we're not going to tolerate these type of crimes. It resonated. People told me, oh, don't go talk to the mayor. He'll tell you that, you know, get to know your neighbor. Don't be complaining about your neighbor. And people started taking that to heart. And we've been intentional, we've been consistent, and we can see the outcome with 234 Part 1 crimes today. That's pretty outstanding. That's pretty outstanding for a community of our size. And thanks to the police department, thanks to the staff that supports our police department, the launching of the body cameras, it's important as a part of the safety and what we do business-wise when you're on the street as an officer. So we're ahead of the game. We've implemented that program. I don't think we're at 100% yet. We are? Okay, no. Chief's nodding his head. The manager's nodding her head. It's implemented. We still need dollars from the state to sustain that. And I believe that's coming, hopefully. It's not a cheap process. We've maintained full compliance with the Safety Act, which is a police reform bill. It's amazing. We're pretty much on board right from the get-go with our training and recruitment and whatnot with the Safety Act. I felt good about that. We peeled back the onion on that. The board got involved in that and came away feeling pretty good about where we're at. Our Bassett Training Program for business in the community, at no cost. We want you trained, we want you smart, and with training and being smart, it's all quality stuff where we serve alcohol. Community image, we're doing a redesign of the village website, and that's completed. They even added a mobile phone app. I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so I got to figure out the mobile phone app. I'm sure it's working just fine. I'm receiving compliments, which is well, that's good news. The mayor likes good news. And our community image design and plan review for the new fire station. We're relocating it. The old station was designed for a man-only environment. We can't live in this world today in a man-only environment. The men and women of our fire department serve our community in an exceptional way. We have cultures in our town that if a man approaches a woman that's injured or whatever, it doesn't work. So we have cultures where a woman can help a woman in need that they call 911 for, and I feel good about that. That's important. The new fire station will serve us well for additional training and what we need to do at that site. There are concerns by neighbors, and we're addressing them, and we're walking through them. Noise seems to be an issue. Well, when you have maybe 7 calls a day, we don't abuse the siren on our vehicles, but I can tell you a noise study would be a waste of time. We know what's required by the state, and that's 100 dB at 50, is it 50 feet or yards? Huh? Feet? So at 50 feet, it's got to be 100 dB. Okay, so I can define your noise initiative. But we've been very sensitive to that. They turn the lights on when they're running, but the siren would be if we're approaching an intersection or there's traffic or something's going on to get the attention. Our improvement in customer service, inspectional services has been updated. We're expanding our online permitting. People like to try to accomplish things online, and our licensing products. We've updated the emergency operations plan and recertified as a storm-ready community. All work in progress, continuation of quality community that's prepared. We need to be prepared if something happens. Our effective governance awarded the 2022 Higher Vets Gold Medallion from the Department of Labor. It's our 3rd consecutive year. As a veteran, I was going to say a former veteran. How do you be former? But you know, having served our country, I did have 3 tours of Vietnam, got into the Indian Ocean. The movie Top Gun is like a flashback for me because we led the carrier Enterprise through the Straits of Malacca to the Indian Ocean. So it's, I believe in hiring veterans. I know when I got out, it was like man without a country, trying to with a child and trying to say, boy, I got to get food on the table in a hurry here. So these veterans, when we hire them, come with discipline and honor and respect for one another. And the military is providing excellent training for those who are leaving the military. We are participating in the LORE pilot program. It's a collaboration between the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, our County Management Association, and UIC, Greater Cities Institute, includes 14 municipalities. We were chosen. I feel really good about that. What do we get from that? How to apply diversity, equity, and inclusion in our policies, and looking at the world through that equity lens. We've been doing it for a while. I think we're kind of a model in that classroom. My board has been supportive of that. Staff has been involved with that. Are they about completed with that course? Oh, so they are. So Dave, you and thank you very much. We've got HR involved. We got our assistant manager involved, providing our leadership. And we're on a wonderful road. I'm going to close out with our upcoming special events. And there's some things I really get excited about. Okay, which ones don't I get excited about? I'm just passionate for this town. The doggy extravaganza totally exceeded our expectations this year. People brought their dogs. It was a great time. People come from everywhere. We had eggs with the stuff in it for the dogs. The veterinarian got involved. So many people came with so many different dogs. It was just a great day. We handed out little pouches, so if the dog has something to go or something, we can pick it up right away. The Kids at Hope Community Resource Fair, I think I spoke to that earlier. Been involved with that. I believe all children are capable of success with no exceptions. We believe in our children. Marketing at the Mayor. Our clerk has taken that over, and it's going to be something exceptional as it develops and grows again. Memorial Day observance, a day of remembrance. You'll see the flags in front. We do that for Memorial Day, Veterans Day, the 4th of July. I think there's 5 events, so I remembered 3. Our community apiary open house. Hanover Park was the first in the nation to have an apiary as a municipality. Others have joined in. Others have opened it up to homes in their community, and they have bees all over the place. It's been a wonderful opportunity, and people love to come to our open house. Touch a Truck. I love to touch a truck, not because I have a truck, just because it brings those that manage those trucks and do the work that those trucks are, whether they're big tree removal with a clamp, and pulls the tree out of the ground, whatever, all types of trucks. The kids love it, beeping on the horn, and I think Christie's finding us some food trucks to join us this year. So we had one last year, but that's a great family event, and the kids love it. I love it. I was doing great this week till my wheel came off my truck. Now it's in the shop. You got to listen to your truck if it's grinding. You got to get those things fixed. Our movies in the park, Cops Day Picnic. Cops Day Picnic is always a great event. The car show, Corks and Crafts. These Corks and Crafts is kind of cool. It's a great attraction. We're out there with a little sip of wine from the different vendors in our community and outside. That's been growing. We had a group playing there this year that was outstanding. They're in the photo on the bottom. I can't remember the name. And Veterans Day is, I'm in classrooms on Veterans Day, like the week before, and talking to the kiddos about what it means to be a veteran, what you experience, and it's nice to relate that because of the positive effects. Our tree lighting ceremony, Christy's taken that to a whole new level. I still can't believe she finds reindeer to come. Her church donated toys, and Santa was handing out toys for 2 hours. That was phenomenal. I don't know how we do all these things. We had the gas company. What do we call the gas company? Yeah, so they came and they provided all the materials. Public Works had a fire going out there, you know, all these barrels, and the kids were putting this, making s'mores. It was kind of cool. And it's a great event. The 2 Wednesdays following, Santa came and sat in the gazebo. Sherry and I brought our 2 dogs with us, and we had a great photo with the dogs with Santa, and just family-oriented community. That's who we are. Keep our taxes low. Inflation scares the hell out of me. Somebody said this morning, you never heard you swear. So that snuck out. But it's, we are concerned with inflation and the impacts of that. I believe we're addressing that and have addressed it. So I want to thank everybody. Was that the clue? They put that up there? I ran out of pages, and I think I've told my stories. It's great serving this community as its mayor. I'm very proud of the board. I'm very proud, Juliana Meller, of the staff. Thank you very much. She's out there cracking the whip every day, and it's important. It's important to the people of Hanover Park that we are efficient and effective in our business. I want to thank all those that volunteered time to serve on our committees, and that can be a challenge too. And finally, I'm done. I didn't keep you 2 hours. Thank you.